Want to learn Python from a senior Microsoft engineer for free? Join Newton's 19 Days of Python Challenge. Today is day 7 and we'll focus on one of the most important building blocks of programming, if-else statements. Let's dive in and learn how to make your code think.
Hello everyone, hope you all are doing great. Rohit this side, and the topic for today's video is conditional statements in Python. So let's start the topic. So what are the conditional statements? So in the last video, I gave you an example of a voting system, right? For example, you go to a voting booth and there is a software to allow people to enter or not, right? So inside that software, there will be some code which will have some conditions, right? For example, it will have a condition that it should ask user as input its age, right? And if the age would be more than 18 or more the age for voting, then he or she should be allowed to enter, otherwise not, right? So these are the scenarios where conditions are very much required into the code, right? Now there is another example. Imagine that you are driving through a traffic light, right? The traffic light controls whether you should stop, go, or slow down, right? Based on the three lights, red, yellow, and green, right? So inside the traffic light, there must be some logic running behind the scene, which must be saying, okay, if this much time is done, I should show green. If this much time is done, I should show yellow, right? So that's where the conditions comes into the picture into a program, right? So if the light is green, you go. If the light is yellow, you slow down. If the light is red, you stop, right? So there is another example that imagine you are deciding whether to go outside based on the weather, right? So that's where the conditions comes into the picture. You will say, okay, if it's sunny, you decide go to the park. If it's rainy, you decide staying inside, right? So this is how you can think that, okay, what are the conditions in your real life as well, right? So you have to apply some conditions in your day-to-day life. Similarly, you have to apply conditions into the program logic as well. So that's where the conditional statements comes into the picture. So this is again a funny quote from David Beasley, who is a Python expert related to the conditional statements. So let's see how this condition works. So the if statement check if a condition is true and execute the block inside it, right? So let me explain this with the help of a whiteboard. So let's first understand what is if. So as you all know the literal meaning of if, right? So if means that, okay, if this condition is true, right? So there will be a if statement and then there will be a some piece of thing you want to do. So you will have a condition inside if. If that condition will be true, this thing will execute, otherwise not. As simple as that. So let's see. For example, you have entered age. If age is 20, right? It's a hard coded. We are not taking the user input. So if age is greater than equal to 18, we are saying print you are an adult. Otherwise, we are printing you are a minor. So that's how the if statement works. So whatever you want to do, if the if statement is condition is false, you can write it into the else block, right? So if this condition will not be true, then else block will be executed. If this statement will be true, then the if block will be executed. So let's see this with the help of a code, right? So we have defined here age to be 18 and we are writing our own logic, whatever logic you want to write based on your business requirements. So we are saying if age is greater than 20, we are printing adult, otherwise we are printing not adult, right? So let's see, our age is 18. Our age is 18. It has print not adult because it will be adult if it is greater than 20. Let's say I put it 21. Now what will happen? It will print adult. It will print adult. So this is how if else works, right? Now if the condition will be false, the else statement will execute. The whatever block below else statement will execute.
You've now covered if-else statements in Python, and that's a huge step towards writing interactive, intelligent code. Coming up next is the elif statement. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and drop questions in the comments. Our mentors are ready to help. See you on day 8.